Hey there friends, it's the 401 Games crew and we're on our way to Brantford, Ontario, home of Wayne Gretzky. We're going to the Lion Rampant Open House where we're going to check out some new stuff from publishers like Paizo, Fantasy Flight, Passport, Check, Mayfair, R&R, and a bunch of others. So yeah, we're looking forward to that in the car with John, the owner. We've got Zoran there, our RPG guru and manager. Jeff, the general manager, who you also all like to call the bald funny man. And then we've got Dylan in the back there, who's our board games manager. So we're pretty excited.
So my name's Andrew and I'm from AEG, and this is our hot new game, Mystic Vale. So think Dominion meets Splendor. It features our card crafting system where you'll be able to build your cards. And so as you're playing, you're drafting these advancement upgrade cards from the pool and you're sliding them in to your cards to build permanently better cards. And it's kind of like a deck builder, so you're drawing cards, you're reshuffling your deck multiple times and trying to get to your more powerful upgraded cards. It features about 100 of these clear plastic advancement cards. You've got about 36 of these full art Vale cards. They're nice and gorgeous. Each player has a 20 card deck that they'll be upgrading over the course of the game. This is a $45 US MSRP game, so we're looking about 60 Canadian, I've been told. And look for this at your best local retailer come July 14th.
Lost and Relay is a quick little game where you're trying to get rid of all of your cards out of the draw deck, out of your hand, and then your escape route. You're going to have 5 face-up cards with 1 face-down card. That's your escape route. You cannot play a card onto the stack that is lower than the number that's there. So 5 isn't a good one, but 3. You would not be able to play a 1 or a 2. If you cannot play a card, you have to pick up the whole stack. There are many cards that banish the stack, so the stack is never quite this big, although I have been known to pick up something this big. And you can play any quantity, so if you've got multiple 3s in this pile, you can play them. And for each one you play, there's different powers that may work. As soon as you're out of cards, you're done in the game. The last person with cards is a loser. There is no winner. It's Cthulhu. That's it.
Director of Sales for Paizo Inc. We publish the Pathfinder role-playing game, one of the top tabletop role-playing games in the United States and Canada. We have some exciting products coming for Gen Con this year. Gen Con is in Indianapolis. August 4th is when it starts. For the first time ever, we're going to have paperback editions of our core rulebook, which has sold over 400,000 copies in hardback, and our bestiary, our #1 monster book. That's for Gen Con. We've announced for next year Curse of the Crimson Throne, which is taking one of our best-selling adventure paths of all time and putting it together in a hardback, rewritten, updated rules, new art. That'll be available in 2017. Paizo is now also the distributor for 2 European publishers, Pegasus Spiele in Germany. They produce The Dark Eye, which has been the best-selling German role-playing game for the last 30 years. We will be coming out with an English edition, again available at Gen Con. And we'll also be introducing Polaris, which is one of the most popular French role-playing games at Gen Con as well, with the English edition coming. We also publish and distribute Kobold Press, which has a monster manual for 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons at Gen Con as well.
This is Operation Kindergarten. It's a brand new game, been out for maybe 30 days. In this game, it's a worker placement dice game, and you play a teacher who's trying to corral and take care of the kids in your class, while also avoiding the headmaster who's there trying to catch you at not taking care of the kids. So you have the playground, you roll the dice and you use the dice to do certain types of moves to then be able to get the kids back to class or make sure that they're playing nice together. And the game basically plays in about 45 minutes.
I'm Matt from Devir. The game is called Holmes, Sherlock, and Mycroft. The basic idea is that you have two detectives and they're trying to determine whether a kid who got caught near the site of an attempted bombing of Parliament is really an anarchist conspirator or just a dupe who got caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. That said, it's really more of a set collection and worker placement game than it is a deduction or mystery solving kind of game. So basically what you're trying to do is score more points than your opponent, and the way you do that is by getting the highest number of cards in a given set.
So hi, I'm Alex Hager, I'm with Mayfair Games, and this is the very first copy out of Germany. No other ones existed. This one is the only one in the wild right now. Well, there's two other ones in England, but the only one we've got that shows off the brand new Agricola game. So as people have been curious, it is a 1 to 4 player version. So there's going to be an extension later in the year that'll add a 5th and a 6th player. The game has been streamlined enough that you can get a 6-player game now in the same time that the old game would play in 5, actually shorter even than that. But really the features in here, you're going to find all of the wood you need, so no more buying extra meeple sets. You're going to find that the cards especially have been streamlined. So there are fewer cards that used to be in the base game, but in the base game, oftentimes you get your cards and go, oh, these 4 I don't care about because they're never going to be any good. All the cards in here have been chosen specifically for their usefulness, for their balance, making sure that every card really is going to be useful in situations. For people that are really fans of the game, you'll note that the Netherlands deck wandered its way into the base game now, so you're going to see some familiar stuff. You're also going to see some values that have changed. Other than that, it's been streamlined rules-wise. There's a lot of efficiencies that have been built into the definitions and the way tiles are set up. You're going to see the board setup's much easier with a puzzle cut that you just simply swap in, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 4 players. We're really excited about it. It's a $60 MSRP, so this plus the extension will come in at about what the retail was on the previous edition. So in all, we're really, really happy to get this out. We can't wait. This will be out May 19th worldwide.
Hey, welcome to Boomtown Bandits, the game where you're trying to rob this town blind. And you do that with 2 shooters and a coward. You bring the coward along because you never know. So this is the town you're going to be robbing today. It's got your bank, it's got your train, stagecoach. You put out a number of locations equal to players plus 1. And then you take turns secretly placing where you'd like to go. Anywhere there's multiple people, you're going to have a shootout. And how that works is you're going to roll dice corresponding to the units that you've brought there. So this guy's got the coward die, this guy's got one of his shooters, and green's got a shooter. You roll simultaneously. Everyone rolls at the same time, and if you don't get a hit, you keep going until you get a hit, and then you shout hit, knocking that person out. Once you're the only person there, you win the loot, and that's the goal of the game, to get the most loot. Each loot card has a power on it as well, which you can play during the game to increase your chances. And when one of these decks is out, you just count how much money you have exposed or not exposed. And that is how you win this game.
Hey, this is Zoran from 401 Games, and you see here we have a ton of key workshop dice. Most of it we carry in store already, but very soon you see they have some like Kickstarter exclusive dice, like the Goblin dice and whatnot. You see here we don't have in store. This is all stuff that's going to be coming out very shortly. Eventually you'll see everything you see here, we're going to have as well. It's going to be great. You have the weird Pathfinder dice, Glow in the Dark dice, I love that for every system, and Cypher system dice, which great system by the guy who made Numenera, and now it has some exclusive products, which is cool.
version of Munchkin. Same game, just I guess holographic for Walmart in the States, right? It's really cool. But what's even more cool is they gave me a copy of Munchkin Sketch.
Here we are in the Lion Rampant warehouse. We do most of our ordering online, but it is kind of cool sometimes just to kind of walk around and see what you can see and get your hands on something. I've often purchased things here that I probably wouldn't have purchased otherwise once I got to see it actually in my hands. There's a pretty massive warehouse. Soon 401 Games will be this big, I think.